This is my E drive REST API. This is my workspace. Click on launch. Launch your STS. Already we have done one CRUD operations in our Spring MVC, Spring Boot with monolithic, with Spring MVC controller. Now we are doing the same with REST controller. Okay, na? So first of all, open your MySQL and check whether it is working or not. Here you can open MySQL shell. Just open this one, and there you can type the /SQL and then connect to the database here. There is one database with name /demo. Press enter, and here you can write something like use database, something like use demo, and here you can write something like select star from employee. There, fine. The table is working. Data is also there. Very good. Now, first of all, open your Spring Boot application, and here you can see what are the dependencies that are required for your project. Here we added Spring Web, but here not required. Data JPA is required, and H2 database. This one I think H2 not required. MySQL connector is required, and that's it. Lombok is required if you want. So go to what happened. Created a project. Now go to file new. Oh, we already created, I think. File new Spring Starter project. Select Maven version 8, Maven demo and everything. Click on next button. Here you can add data JPA, Spring data JPA. Here you can add Spring data JPA, and then you can add some dev tools. And here you can add some MySQL connector, MySQL driver, and you can add some Lombok. These are enough actually. Spring data REST we'll see later. First we'll concentrate on regular controller. REST controller. So this is your demo. Project pom.xml is ready. Go to your demo. Go to your pom.xml. It is adding the jar files required for our particular project. Adding the jar files required for our project. All the jar files are ready. Jasper dependency not required because there is no view now here. Is it clear? This is what we have done here until now. Step number 1, connect to MySQL database. Step number 2, register the dependencies in pom.xml. This is the code. Step number 3, write the code in application.properties. So copy this one. And here go to your application.properties, src main resources, application.properties, paste it. Here you can see this is my port number because every application unaddressed specific port number. No need of prefix and suffix because there is no view now. No need of prefix and suffix. And here you can give the database URL jdbc :mysql localhost port number 3306/demo is the database name. Username is root. Password is sacha123. Driver class name com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Dialect org.hibernate.dialect.mysql5 dialect. What is the purpose of dialect? Means it is responsible to convert the Hibernate queries into SQL queries. Okay, now this is what we have done. Now we have to create one repository layer, CRUD repository. The name I will try to give as IEMP-DAO. Is it clear? So right click on src main Java. Here you can see right click new pack class. Here you can give the package name com.example.dao, and here the name you can give as IEMP-DAO. What happened here? I am getting like this. Right click new interface you can create first. com.example.dao. Here you can give the name as IEMP-DAO. What happened here? Package. Package name I given na. This is package name. Right click new package. com.example.dao. Click on finish. Right click new interface. The name I will give as IEMPDAO. Click on finish. Interface is ready. Now here you can write this interface extends CRUD repository. Is it clear? Here before this you have to create one model class. So right click new. Here you can create one class. And here you can change the package com.example.models. MODELS. And here the name I will try to give as employee. Employee. Click on finish. So here you can declare some private variables. Private into e number. And here I can declare private string e name. And I can declare private. Already model class is there. I will use that one. This is your model class. If you want, you can use Lombok, or you can directly manually write. Lombok is better actually because automatically the classes will be generated. Yes or no? Sorry, the methods will be generated, setters and getters. Here at the rate entity, here you can just import the packages at the rate table, Java extract persistence at the rate ID, here at the rate column, here at the rate column. This is all you can do. E number, e name, and salary. Is it clear? My model class is ready. Save it. Now go to your IEMPDEO.java. There you can write the interface code. You can create one interface, extends CRUD repository. Is it clear? And here you can give import the package, and here you can import the models. Primary key data type is integer. Save it. Rename file. This is not code first approach, database first approach. This is database first approach. Because already create one database, we'll see. Yeah, fine. Save it. So repository is ready. Is it clear? IEMPDAO.java is ready. Model class is ready. Yes or no? So and again you can come down. Model class is ready. DAO is ready. Now create one service layer also. Service layer. Right click new class. Here you can get the service layer IEMPSL. Package name I'll give as com.example. com.example.sl. Interface name I'll give as IEMPSL. Click on finish. One more interface is created. And here you can write some methods to perform the CRUD operations. Okay, na? Collections actual. Is it clear? Here you can see some interface. Here you can create one interface. Interface consists of abstract methods. Interface methods must implement in the implemented class. Here you can use util. And here you can import the employee class. Just keep the cursor and select. It will come automatically. Or Control Shift O. Automatically it will import. Shortcut. So get employees. So what is the advantage of this CRUD repository? It will automatically communicate with the database, get the data and store in one collection. Hibernate architecture, you must have the knowledge. Anyway, I will teach, not today. Situation come, I will teach. Okay, now this is your perfect. And again, you have to create one implemented class. So right click on SL, new class. And here you can use the name as EMPSL. And here click on finish. So EMPSL implements, class implements interface now. EMPSL implements IEMPSL. Is it clear? All the methods you can write here. Implementation of that methods you can write here. Get employees. Okay, for time being I will write get employees. One method will write instead of writing all the other methods. Here also in EMPSL remove all the methods. First write one method and check it, whether it is working or not. Already data is there now. EMPSL. So here also import the package java.util. Here employee com.example.models. Here array list java.util collection. Here IEMPDAO. Here you can give the interface auto wiring. IEMPDAO IEMPDAO semicolon. Wait. IEMPDAO. Come down. And here object name is IEMPDAO. In core Java, we have to manually create the objects. Object creation steps are what? What are the object creation steps? There are three varieties are there where you can create the objects manually. How to create an object? The responsibility of the developer in core Java, the responsibility of the developer is developer will manually create object and assign the object to the reference. Assign the object to the reference. That is what happening in core Java. A1 is equal to new A of. This is what happening in core Java. Coming to advanced Java, in advanced Java, what will happen? Developer will get the object. Developer will not create object. Developer will get the object by invoking. Developer will get the object by invoking factory method, and he will that object was assigned, to interface reference that is called your factory methods actually. In factory method in advanced Java, is it clear? What you'll write, get connection method is the driver manager dot get connection of here you have to give database URL driver manager dot get connection of database URL, and the return type of that particular method is connection is an interface. So right hand side, this is your factory method will return what? Object. Any method that will return object, then that method is called as factory method. Okay now, so a class can extend another class. A class must implement interface. Single parent, single child exist, object reference for derived class. Single parent, multiple child exist, reference is fixed. Object is not fixed. Object is created at runtime by server or container or frameworks. So coming to framework, in Spring MVC or Spring Boot, what will happen? Developer will create reference. Developer will create reference for what? Interface. Reference for interface. So container will create object. Container will create, initialize, inject object to interface reference. Container will create object action. Container will create object for the implemented class. Container will create object for the implemented class and assign the object to interface reference. Assign the object to what? Interface reference. That is what we are doing now. IEMPDAO, something like this. And here you will write @autowired. So what is happening here? So generally this is the DAO object. This is service layer object. This is controller object. Auto wiring means linking one object with another object. DAO object assigned to service layer object. Service layer object assigned to controller object. This is your regular IOC. Sir, these three are very, very, in advanced Java, you have to remember this point. Your job is to invoke the factory method. Following everyone? In advanced Java, you have to invoke the factory method. That method will return what? That method will return the object. That method will return. In core Java, we have to create the object. In advanced Java, we have to get the object. English is very important here. In advanced Java, we will not create object. We will get the object. By invoking the factory method, that method will return the object, and that object was assigned to the reference. In Spring MVC or Spring Boot, we just create the reference for the interface. Then automatically the container will create the object for the implemented class and assign the object to that particular interface reference. And if you want to link one object to another object, we have to apply auto wiring. What we have to apply, all of you? Auto wiring is required to establish the connectivity between one layer to another layer. So just here also you have to write what? Auto wired. Okay, now, so this is what we have done. This is your service layer. And here I am writing one code. Actually, what is happening here? I'm trying to create one collection. This is a generic collection. Generics are used to store group of objects. These all objects are of same type. Generics are used to avoid unnecessary typecasting. Generics does not support typecasting. Typecasting is a lot of burden for the compiler actually. In olden days when you work with collections, collections are used to store group of objects. Whenever you want to perform any operations on group of objects, like if you want to get the object from the collection, we have to do typecasting. But Genrix does not support typecasting. Genrix is the next evolution. Genrix avoid unnecessary typecasting. Typecasting is burden for the compiler. So whenever you see less than greater than symbol, that is nothing but generic collection only. So this is not a normal collection. Array list is a generic collection because here you see the generic notation. Now here what I am doing, I am trying to invoke the find all method. Find all is a predefined method that is available in where? Hibernate. Hibernate, you have session factory will be there, session will be there. Hibernate architecture. So we are trying to get the employee details and we are trying to, this is a lambda expression. Lambda expression is a simplified expression. Generally in older days we used to write the method. Method will take input and method will write, give some output, right? Method will take input and method will give some what? Output. In older days we used to write like this: public static void get sum of int x comma int y bracket open bracket close system dot out dot println of x plus y. So generally method is a subprogram which is used to perform a specific operation. But actually in day by day what happened, the size of the method is reduced actually, simplified. Method code is what? Simplified. Did you understand? Method code is simplified. The size of the will not invoke the method. Here, that is the reason developer no need to create what? Public. Why to write public here? Instead of writing the method, a simplified expression came to the picture. That is lambda expression. So don't write public, don't write static, don't write void, don't write method name. Here also don't write int, don't write int, just to give the input. Don't write bracket open, don't write bracket close. Here you can just give is equal to greater than method body. That is a simplified expression. So for example, here I have something like one more method I will write public static void get emp's. I'll write one method like this. Okay, na? I'll write one method like this. And here I'll try to give something like employee e1. And here I'll try to write something like this e1 dot some system dot out dot println of some e1 dot e number plus e1 dot e name, something like this. Did you understood? So if my requirement is something like this, so here I have one class, let us assume with name employee, having some private variables. Model class, let us assume, having some variables and public setter getter methods. So what the point it is telling, developer you don't write public, developer you don't write public, you don't write static, you don't write what? Void, you don't write method name. And here you don't write E1, just a class name, and you don't write this bracket, and just is equal to greater than. This is your lambda expression. That's what we are doing here also. Here you see, E1 is equal to greater than E1 dot emp is dot add of what? E1 means find all method will get the data from the database, and it one object it will add to this collection emp is. And I'll try to return that collection emp. Simple. And in olden days, we used to write this single line code into 5 lines, but now came to 1 line. Is it clear? For each loop is used to read the data from the collection. Whenever you want to read the data from the collection, we have to use some for each loop. So here I created one empty collection called emps, and then I'm getting the object from the database. MySQL, and then I will try to bind that object to my EMP's collection, and then I will try to return the object, and I will send this object to my controller. I will send this object to my controller. One method only I have written. So here I'll try to create one REST controller. Which controller I'll create? REST control. Here I will try to give some Spring Boot application. Go to your main method here, demo application.java. Okay, so that's what I'm telling here. Okay, na? Here you have to decorate this one. Register the component scan or just register the base package name. Base package name is com.example. That is, you have to register. That's it. Spring Boot application again came. Remove this. One point is you have to understand is framework. Framework is nothing but frame is fixed. Any program you do, the architecture is fixed. Only the logic will change. That's it. So if you have the grip on the architecture, then you think about the logic. That is enough. So everything is there. This is your employee.java model class. This is your service layer, implemented interface and implemented class. This is your model class. This is your demo class main method. This is your interface. Extend CRUD repository, employee integer. Very fine. Now create one more class. New. Here you can create one more class. And here the name of the class I'll give as com.example.controllers. And here I'll try to give the name as employee controller, EMP control. But this is a RESTful controller. What is a RESTful controller? It will return your regular controller plus response body. It will return the output in the form of JSON or XML format. Okay, na? So this is your controller. Decorate with @REST controller annotation. Decorate with @REST controller annotation. Yesterday we discussed about data rest. Data rest means this controller code you no need to write. That we'll see later. Create annotation. What happened here? Control space. Right here. Yeah. I think we have not taken Spring Web. Web, Spring Boot starter web, we have not added a form.xml. Spring Boot starter web is not there. MySQL connector, Spring Boot data JPA. Here you add, save it. Update the pom.xml. Maven, where is that Maven? Maven update project. If you do any modifications in pom.xml, just you have to update it. If you do any modification in pom.xml, just what to do? Update it. Okay, now save it. So now no error, fine. Go to your controller, employee controller. There you can write @REST controller. Enter. Automatically REST controller came. Now here REST controller return type is what? Response body. It will always return the response body controller. Here you declare one method. Copy this one. Paste it here. This is your response body. Import the package. Control-Shift-O. Click on finish. And here some error is there. No problem. Now apply the auto wiring. IEMPSL semicolon. Apply @auto wire. @auto wire. Save it. Here also you can give something like IEMPSL.getEMPs. So what is the meaning here? Your controller will communicate with service layer. Service layer will communicate with DAO layer, DAO layer. DAO layer will communicate with database. That is, CRUD repository will return the data from the database and again send back the result to the service layer. Sorry, your controller. And there is one response body will be there. What is the beautiness of response body? It will automatically convert the response in the form of JSON and send the output to the client application. Here the client application is what? Postman or Swagger or Angular. If it is an Angular will use this response. If it is Angular, then hello, are you there? So I want to bring all these data and display in the front end. I think you can test in browser also. First we'll see. But this is the URL. Following everyone. Uh, right click, run as Spring Boot application. Consider com.example.sl.iempsl. I think we have to give at the rate repository and at the rate service here. Continue. Save it. Now again right click, new class. What is the name I'll give? IEMPDAO. Convert example.dao. Oh, yes, now it is fine. This is one interface, no? Interface. Here you write at the rate repository. And here you can write something like extends CRUD repository of employee, comma, integer. Employee, models.employee, com.example.dao.iempdao. IEMPDAO. IEMPDAO. Fine, save. Go to your controller. Save. Everything is fine. Right click, run as Spring Boot application. Sir, package or class SL? SL is package name. On Spring Boot application. Working. Yes. That's what the mistake we have done. That is the base package name now. No issues. Okay. Okay. Now we have to test this API actually. This is the URL, get TMPs. So open your browser. You can test in browser also. Localhost colon 8787, I think. Slash get TMPs. Coming. And only get method will work in browser. If you want to test, you can test in Postman also.